Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sohile Ali Show. This is episode 31. I'm your host, Sohile Ali. Hopefully, you've picked up that much so far. And back with another podcast episode. Today is Monday. Holy moly. 1 second, folks. Today's Monday, May 6th. It's May, for God's sakes. Are you kidding me? Wake up. It's May. You missed the first of the month, so you might as well, get started on something. But I'm really excited to bring you all another episode today, talking about a few interesting things today under the trending topics. We're going to get into the live Katt Williams Netflix comedy special. I checked that out last night. It was really, interesting. A lot of takeaways we'll get into from that. The NBA playoffs, it's been freaking awesome to watch. Really exciting. The Pacers moving on to the semifinals. Can't wait to watch them freaking take on the Knicks and, finish the job that Reggie Miller, started some 24 or plus years ago. Other than that, we're going to be talking about what I've been up to, some recent comedy shows I did. I went to Nashville this weekend, had a great time. Shout out to them. And I'll be talking about that, going over some new bits I've been working on. And, should be a fun time. So, without further ado, if you're watching on YouTube, please leave a like, comment below, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, go ahead and leave it a nice rating. It really helps us out. And, share with your friends if you enjoyed it. So, really appreciate it. So, jumping right in, let's talk about the first trending topic I have here, the Katt Williams live special. Did you see this special? Comment below if you did. Let me know what you thought. I was watching it live, 10 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday night at home, actually with my mom. Shout out to my mom. I was like, you may not jive. Good Lord, already it's off to problematic. No, you may not, gel with all his material, but I think you'll appreciate where he's coming from. I was telling my mom. So it was entertaining. I mean, it was live. I think it was only Netflix's second live comedy special ever. The first one being, of course, Chris Rock's Selective Outrage from last year. And the funny thing is, this one, Katt Williams, was called Woke Folk. I think it was Woke Folk or something like that. Which right off the bat, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, really? Getting into the woke stuff again? I mean, sure. Fine. I mean, just as far as the name goes, I was like, cool. Whatever. But, Selective Outrage, Woke Folk. There's a theme here. There's a theme. But no, man, it was honestly, all weekend Netflix had their comedy stuff going on for the Netflix is a Joke Festival. But the special was, the first, obviously, special of his since his infamous Shannon Sharp Club Shay Shay interview. I was thinking about that, I was telling my mom, I was like, explaining to her why this was a big deal, with the whole, his interview and how that blew up and, broke the internet and all that, where he gets into everybody's, exposing Hollywood and these truths. I put truths in air quotes there. And I was like, holy crap, that really started the year. Because I remember I had a hosting gig at Fort Wayne's Club, Summit City, that weekend for Taylor Williamson and Joey Bragg, great guys. And I remember having that on. It was a long drive from Bloomington. It's about 3.5 hours to Fort Wayne. And I remember I was like, oh, well, I heard amazing things about this Katt Williams interview. Let's play that. And I did. And that honestly got me through most of the drive, which goes to show how long that was. But anyway, the Netflix special, it was cool, live to broadcast. It was like a tight hour. I remember, I was like on Twitter at the same time, kind of keeping up with what people were saying. There was a lot going on Saturday night. NBA playoffs, freaking Anthony Edwards had an amazing game. Stealing game 1 against the defending champion Nuggets. Holy moly. That man is the truth. We're not talking Paul Pierce, okay? We're talking even more. 22 years old. It's crazy. But, there's a lot going on. Dude, the freaking rap beef was going on. There's so much to get into. But let's focus on this special. I enjoyed the special. I thought it was good. I thought he, got into some areas, some pockets on race, cancel culture, acceptance. Those areas I appreciated, his take, his unique angle as always. I mean, when he's going in on a subject like truly, and like the sweat's coming off of him, and it's like, it's just beaming out of him. That's a special thing, I think he's very unique in that regard, Katt Williams. And I mean, that's kind of been his whole, career is, he's going to leave it all out on the stage. It's going to be sweaty, the towel. He's physical. It's everywhere. And, from his voice, everything, it's coming out of him. And I really enjoy those moments of Katt Williams. I really do. The moments where, it was like, okay, he does a lot of like PowerPoint style stuff. Like he would put up memes and like clips and images of stuff. Some of them like 10 plus year old memes and kind of like make jokes about it. One of which being, spoiler alert, one of which being like that blind kid who played football, and it's like a freaking Vine at this point. It's that old. He used that for some of his stuff. So just like a few of those moments, I was just like, okay, interesting. Okay, fine. It wasn't like the best parts of it, obviously, but yeah, a tight hour. He got into mostly, politics, race, youth, the future, how it's a good time. There are some major, points that he stood on. He did talk a little bit about, his interview and how that blew up and everything, broke the internet. But it wasn't like he didn't like go, Chris Rock, Will Smith on like Kevin Hart or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he mentioned Diddy. He had to. He mentioned, he didn't mention like Kendrick and Drake, I don't think by name. But he did drop, I think it opened with a Kendrick song. The special did. Like it opened with a Kendrick song. And then he closed it out when he walked off to the story of OJ. Jay-Z, of course. And that was pretty sick as well. But yeah, man, check it out. Check it out for yourselves. Obviously, I'm a Katt Williams fan. Became even a bigger fan, obviously, since the interview. And yeah, I think he gives you most. Whoa. All right. Sorry, folks, listening. My goddamn poster fell. The Dark Knight poster fell. This is something clearly I need to work on the old setup. That's a reminder that I am going to be kind of rearranging this setup once I get my act together so that shit like this doesn't happen. Anyway, holy shit. I kind of had a feeling that would fall again. To be honest, it did fall, and then I put it back up, and then it fell again. So, hey, there's a sign. Anyway, if you're a fan, like my heart, if you're a fan of Katt Williams, I think you'll get, what you want out of it for the most part. So, check it out. Let me know what you thought. Comment below. Send me a message. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. And I alluded to it, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. The thing that's kept all of us glued to our phones all weekend, Kendrick Lamar and one Aubrey Graham beefing, which you can call it a beef or you can call it Kendrick Lamar just curb stomping the absolute hell out of Mr. Graham and essentially destroying his reputation and career. Holy crap, dude. 616, Meet the Grahams, Ain't Like Us, or the latest one, Ain't Like Us, Not Like Us. This man is cooking. Mustard on the beat, Metro Boomin, doing more than just playing drums. He's tweeting a lot as well. I didn't know about this beef earlier in the week at all. Like, just kind of working. I heard about it a little bit here and there, and then I caught up way later. And then I was all caught up pretty much, and when Meet the Grahams dropped, and then I was like, holy shit, this is insane. And then it was absolute pandemonium, absolutely unheard of, where Kendrick dropped another back-to-back. Back-to-back. Remember back-to-back in, God, what was that, 2015? Back-to-back. I like that song, Drake. But he dropped back-to-back diss tracks, just left hook, right annihilation on this man, and it has been pure entertainment. I was telling you, this is not just entendres or double entendres. We're talking double, triple, quadruple entendres, right? So entertaining, and he's trying to strike a chord, but it's only a minor. Whoa, Drake has a lot to address. I don't think, as of recording this, he's responded to either of the two hits, and I'd be concerned if I was a OV-Ho fan. I like Drake, I like the songs, but this is crazy. I'm just a fan of the culture of it all, right? The pop cultureness, the here and now of it all. It's exciting, to be following along with some beef as it's happening. And God, you just, if you're in it and you like it, you just hope that someone asks you and they go, wait, what's going on? And you go, oh, baby, let me tell you. and you do, and it's fun. So shout out to Kendrick, man. Shout out to Kendrick for bringing us the hottest weekend in hip hop in a long time, and for exposing all truth. And he mentioned back to Katt Williams. He mentioned like Katt Williams said, "Give you the truth, so I do," or something like that. And it's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Didn't know what to expect. So yeah, if you're not already all caught up with that stuff, it's not too late. People are making playlists of everything together. There's endless articles, reaction videos. You can catch up with the latest on the Kendrick and Drake beef. And, if comedy had beef like this, it would be nonstop entertainment all the time. I'm not looking to start any beef. I don't need any more problems. Not trying to create problems for myself. But, I mean, this world has been killing it. I mean, the Meet the Grams song on Kendrick's YouTube channel, I remember had like 10 million views right away, and like the Drake one had like 500,000, I think, at around the same time. It was insane. It's insane. My cousin Yosef, shout out to Yosef. You all probably remember Yosef from the Say What podcast, which, my God, what happened? We'll figure it out. We'll try and do something together again in the future. But he really has been following along and really enjoying this and replying to people and quoting people on Twitter. That's always entertaining to see. But my whole thing is, man, I'm not a big confrontation guy. I don't like to start things. I don't like to finish things. But I'm a big fan of following along and enjoying the spectacle of it all. It's really fun to watch and be alongside of and read. Shout out to Genius. What a website. You can read all the lyrics and get all the meanings and unfold them for yourself. So yeah, it's been a good time for those in the hip hop world who are not named Drake. Okay, what else? We talked about that. Let's get into, I mentioned it up top, but hey, the Pacers. Shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They are going and are playing tonight, actually, by the time this is up, in the Eastern Conference semifinals against the New York Knicks. And it's a rematch of a historic matchup. New York, Indiana, Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing, Carmelo, Roy Hibbert, the block, the whole thing. This thing goes back a long time, and it was so exciting, man. I was at the Comedy Attic open mic on last Thursday when the Pacers played the Bucks in Game 6 at home, and I remember I was hosting, so I really couldn't keep up with the game. I was just keeping the show going, long list of comedians, getting names and everything. And then I remember a local comedian, Muhammad Sahir, shout out to Muhammad, he gets up during his set and he goes, "Hey y'all, the Pacers just won." And I was like, "Let's go!" I was like cheering from the back. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like that's how I found out that they closed out the series at home against the Bucks. The joke of a Bucks. Sure, they didn't have Giannis and Dame. They did have Dame actually for the last couple, but Dame time's over. But shout out to the Pacers, man. They did it. First second round series in over 10 years. In 10 years, my God, it's been a drought through the PG, the Oladipo, the injuries, everything. Mr. Tyrese Halliburton has brought us back to a second round playoffs. And how much fun is it to have your NBA team playing in May, for God's sakes? This is what we're talking about, man. So I was trying to look at tickets to this playoff series, at Gainbridge. I was like 700th in the Ticketmaster queue when it dropped last Friday, and the first game in Indy is on this upcoming Friday. But it was a little too rich for my blood. So if I have any rich fans out there that want to spot me a ticket or so, please hit me up. We can make that work. I'll promote whatever you want on anything. But yeah, man, that'll be very exciting. Very excited to see that series. I think we have a really good shot. We're a young, fast, tough team. We just got to really, really hunker down, play good defense, play up the best defense we've ever played, actually, and just do what we do on offense. I think we can take care of it. I think we can. But yeah, we will be watching that absolutely. So cannot wait. Alex Fry just texted me. Shout out to Alex. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, what else we got here? Man, we got a couple more trending topics, but everything's been crazy lately. It's been a few weeks since I've really sat down to talk through things with you all, but these campus protests have been insane, right? The pro Palestine encampments on campuses. Here at Indiana University, we've had them. We made freaking the New York Times, Al Jazeera. We had it all. My whole thing is bringing comedy and levity to situations. So I tried to make a couple of jokes at the open mic last week. I said, any seniors graduating, and a few cloud. I was like, yeah, sorry about this whole thing again. Not trying to, but obviously clouding what you've all been working hard for. I'm all for pro free speech, free to protest, and I'm a big supporter of standing for what you believe in. And I said to open the show, I said, just in case things get unruly, we do have a couple of snipers in the back of the room. So just so you know, that's obviously a reference to the snipers, or sniper at the top of the old IMU, the Indiana Memorial Union student tower, I should say, that I spent many a night there when I was a union board director. Shout out to union board. They've been doing a great job with everything, and it was sad, man. It was sad to see students, faculty, staff, arrested and beaten for what they were believing. Obviously they were doing a peaceful encampment, and it's been peaceful, since all that kind of settled down. But I'm a big fan of people, standing up for what they believe in, and to be brave, to be courageous in these times is really something to be commended. You just hope that, you do it the right way, or you do it safe, you do it not with ill intentions, don't break into buildings and take those over, but, everything within your rights, I think is fair game. So, yeah, man. So shout out to everybody doing their part to stand up for what they believe in. It's been honestly inspiring to see this last few weeks, especially here at IU. So yeah, graduation happened. It's kind of settling down. I think people are still out there most days. It's peaceful, and they're making their point. And honestly, just from my perspective, this war has to end. It just has to. It does. I don't like to get political. I really don't. I think politics, religion, these are personal things, obviously. But when a thing is happening like what's happening now in the Middle East, it needs to be, obviously stopped. So, whatever side you believe in, whatever you believe in, I hope, you can have peace knowing that, you can always speak your mind. You can always, you have your right to your opinion. You have your right to protest, your right to fund what you want to fund, and stand up for what you want to believe in. And I always encourage that. I do. So, nothing funny about that. But, there really is with this kind of stuff, right? But I thought the sniper thing in the back of the room was okay. Got a few laughs. Nervous ones. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about Harvey Weinstein. That's a little bit old news now. And, just, hopefully you're all doing well. And however you keep up with news, so be it. But I just like to talk with you all a little bit, form my thoughts around the happenings going on in that trending topics segment. So let's go ahead, with the time remaining. Let's talk a little bit about my weekly recap. Had a fun week this past week. Like I mentioned, got to go to Nashville to do a comedy show, a Don't Tell Nashville show, which was great. Shout out to all the comedians on that show, including Ritu, the Nashville comedian, very funny. Everybody was amazing on the show. We had comedians from Chicago, Nashville, Cleveland, and myself, and LA. It was a really cool lineup. Got to meet these amazing comics and, swap stories, chat it up, see who we knew, and that's always fun to do. It was in a co-working space of a apartment complex. It looked like the next crypto scam was going to be happening from this place. I swear to God, this was the nicest co-working apartment space I had ever seen, certainly been in. My joke was like, it's great to be here at the next, WeWork scandal. Like, this thing looks like someone's getting their Bitcoin robbed for sure. This thing was insane. But the show was great. Great crowd. We had fun. I had a good set right off the bat. It was fun. And, I did like 8 minutes or so. But, yeah, shout out to all the comedians, man. It's always inspiring to meet people from other scenes and get to know them. And, encourage them to, submit to festivals nearby and to, reach out when they're in town, and yeah, really made some fun connections. So thank you again to Nashville. Thank you, Don't Tell Nashville. Thank you all for that amazing show. And yeah, Nashville was cool, man. Caroline and I went there and had a good time. Stayed at the Nashville Marriott right there by Vanderbilt. Got to see the Parthenon, the replica Parthenon, 1-to-1 scale. It was huge. It was insane. High ceilings. I mean, it was get him to the Greek in there, man. It was insane. They had the largest indoor sculpture of the goddess Athena holding Nike, like a scale Nike, who apparently Nike, the god, was like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", she was. I was like, okay, Nike could have taken me. I couldn't have taken Nike. I really couldn't, so, there's a reason why they got the name for the company. But yeah, it was a fun time, quick little trip. Got some good barbecue, got some good brunch, got to check out Music Row, Broadway. I'll say this about downtown Nashville: love it, respect it. Unless I'm doing a show or maybe seeing somebody or everything music, bar, restaurant times 100. I'm not the biggest country music fan. I'm not even really a country music fan, let's be honest. But if you are, I can see how it could be really fun. But for me, I was like, you know what? I'll take a nice show. I'll take the quiet area. You can keep your Broadway, Music Row, Johnny Cash area was pretty cool, actually. Johnny Cash Museum. But yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of any country music artist, they probably have a bar or restaurant there you can check out. So that was cool. Other than that, so the week before that, had a fun conference for work. Fun conference. Well, it was a work conference, and but the cool part of it was I got to go to Assembly Hall here on IU's campus. In Assembly Hall, we actually got to shoot baskets at Assembly Hall, which was actually really fun. So shout out to statewide IT and all my IT folk at the UITS conference. It was really a fun time. And then last weekend I had the amazing time opportunity hosting for Sam Tallent at the Comedy Attic. That was really fun. He's amazing. I watched every single one of his sets, his shows, because they were all honestly unique, different, and hilarious. So he was awesome, man. Really, really had some good advice, great stories, just a nice hang, and his feature as well, Nathan Lund. Super funny guys, man. So definitely check them out if they're coming near you. Hopefully. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't not talk through a few things I have rolling around the old skull. I don't have my phone right now, so I'm just going to pull up this like this. So this is going to be, so we did the weekly recap. This is going to be my Write That Down new bits segment where I talk through kind of some ideas I have for new jokes, new bits or lines. So let's see what we got here. I just literally wrote this as I was walking into the building here, and I said, I like guys. I actually kind of like guys on the big Harley motorcycles, who have their engines super loud. I really like those guys because, most assholes don't let you know when they're coming. And, I really appreciate it, the Harley guys on the motorcycles revving because you know where they are at all times, right? I mean, how many times has an asshole snuck up on you in your life? Probably pretty often. You're like, God damn, I wish I heard this guy coming. I wish I knew this guy was an asshole. So, think about it from that angle. Next time you hear the loudest noise you ever heard on Walnut. I don't know. I feel like the feeling I had there, I think, is valid. I don't know if it's the funniest thing yet, but we might explore that. Someone asked me if I would ever go to the Middle East to do comedy do comedy in the Middle East. To which I'm always like, yeah, of course, like stand up for the troops, absolutely, but I would not do stand up for the Taliban. I think, I don't care how badly those guys love to laugh. I'm not going to be, doing those jokes, even though I do think I know what would kill with the Taliban. I do, just some crap like, hey man, what's the deal with these women driving and talking, huh? I think that would just level the room, and I would very much pander to the Taliban to continue to work. I feel like there's something in there that I'm feeling, doing comedy for the Taliban. Fahim Anwar has a funny bit about there's no comedy in Afghanistan. There's not like a Zanies in Kabul where, they just shoot him after saying, what's the deal with the Taliban? But obviously this has hints of other things in there. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, so this kind of goes back to, I don't know if I said it last time, but this idea of, so I've never done like a 5K or like a run for a cause or anything like that. I've donated causes before. I've just never done the run for them. Not because I don't believe in these causes, but because I feel like if I ran for a cause, I would just start to hate that cause. Like I would get 10 minutes in, get a cramp, and be like, you know what? Cancer's not the worst way to go. Like I would just start to really turn against it. The cancer thing, I got some feedback on, and people were like, yeah, maybe you want to steer away from that. So maybe something more like, and this is what I saw recently is that there was a run for in Indianapolis, I guess, for people who lost loved ones. I don't know what they're raising money for, maybe funeral, I don't know. But so I tried to like turn that around with this, where I'm like, I've never done one of these runs. I saw a run for people who've lost loved ones. If I did that, I would probably just start to go, you know what, that person wasn't that great anyway, I'd get, 5 minutes in and think, yeah, you know what, I'm actually happy they're gone. Their memory is hurting me physically. And so maybe there's something to that, maybe. It's kind of weak, man. I apologize. I'm trying, I'm trying to stay on top of things, Just got back this weekend, but you know what? That's no excuse. Always work on jokes, you bastard. So you know what? I think we'll just leave it at those for now. This is a bit sloppy. I apologize. But we'll be always trying to bring you the new upcoming hot bits always. But I must wrap this up and give you my upcoming shows. This Saturday, May 11th, in Bedford, Indiana, I'll be doing the Rusty Gator Comedy Show. Shout out to Curtis Crow. Can't wait to do that show. That's 8 o'clock on Saturday, May 11th at the Rusty Gator in Bedford. And then on Sunday, the 19th, we'll be doing a local showcase at Hoppy Wobble's Pub here in Bloomington, which is where I'm actually about to go run right now and catch the rest of the main show for Cinco de Mayo. Folks, I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, listening to this podcast. I love you. Comment below if you're still listening and watching, and I will freaking give you the biggest hug or kiss, whatever you allow, next time I see you. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I will see you all next time. Real quick before you click away, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, comment below, and subscribe for all future videos. And be sure to check out these two videos right here. Hope you have a great one.